On my far left, the driver of the number 3 Shell Fuel Rewards Team Penske Chevrolet, Helio Castroneves, and driver of the number 10 NTT Data Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing, Tony Kanaan. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Obviously, you two are two of the 3 drivers in this weekend's field who have previous experience racing on this track. You both have some good memories from the track. I know, Helio, you have a special bond that you drove for Hogan Racing, the St. Louis-based team in 1999. If each of you could just talk about this track, it's how it's different than other tracks, what it poses for you setup-wise, what you need to do this weekend.
Go ahead. Yes, Jude. Oh, okay. Well, that's both of us. But anyway, yes, this place is very special for me because, as I said, in 1999, drove for Hogan Racing. They're based here in St. Louis, and families always receive me with an open arm. So it was really, I always remember those. So every time I come back, I still remember those times. Last time we're here, we obviously was a great race. I remember also not having any particular information in my dash. It was completely wipe, and we were still able to race and end up finishing and winning the race. So it was actually first, second, and another Brazilian, crazy Gil de Ferran. So it was cool to see Brazilian yellow and green over here. So it's a great memories. Every time you come to a place and when you have good memories, it's great to be back. And the place is awesome. I mean, it's always been super cool. And now with the new surface, which you haven't tried yet, it's fun.
I wasn't invited.
Well, but it's, I tell you, right now, everybody's gonna love it. Whoever complained, which you will find someone that probably complained. But anyway, it's crazy because it's really, really nice place. Everybody did a great job.
I have some great memories on the Indy Lights days too. I mean, me and Helio teammates here in '98. I remember I left. It was before the tunnel existed, and I crashed in the race, and my neck was kind of like sore and bruised. And remember we had to wait for the track to go yellow to cross the track, and I shared the ambulance with 3 other people. They were not feeling well as well, not related to the race, but it was funny. And also the last time we were here, had a good Brazilian podium, 1, 2, 3. So great place to come back. I mean, I was always a fan of this track. It's a lot tougher than I would say many ovals that we go. Turn 1 is the radius. It's extremely tight, and it makes it extremely challenging. So guys did a great job repaving the track for us, and hopefully the fans will appreciate that, and we'll make this event stay on the calendar like the way we used to.
The diversity of tracks within the Verizon IndyCar series is very important. How important is it to you guys to have another oval like this on the schedule?
So it's good to have another oval. I mean, you were definitely able to go to street courses, road courses, and ovals. We do have great ovals, but unfortunately start going away, whether it's to a promoter or dates, whatever it is. But it's great to have an addition like this place. As I said, it's not a super speedway, it's not a short oval, it's a unique oval, and I feel that we need some kind of like that for our series.
Okay. Same, I think, and look at the effort that these people put to have us back here, We came here, tested twice, and we brought up some of the issues that they had, and they didn't hesitate, and that doesn't happen very often. That means how bad they want us to be here. So I think the best thing we can do is put a very good race and promote this race as best as we can. It's a way of saying thanks to the people that really put the effort to make the event happen and to make us look good.
Certainly great commitment by Curtis Francois and his team here at Gateway Motorsports Park. We'll open it up for questions now. We still have a wireless mic. We'll start with Wolfgang.
Yeah, one question, whoever wants to answer from you. This oval, according to the local press, is regarded as short oval. Can you draw any similarities or big difference to Iowa and Phoenix?
The way I see it, it's more like Japan, that we used to race in a small version scale. I don't think it's like Iowa or Sonoma or Pocono, but I think it's more like, big time right now. So I feel that that's probably looks like Motegi.
Anything, Tony? 10.
He said for which one of us, so I think I don't.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm happy with the answer.
Okay. You like the answer.
Wow. Normally have two questions.
I know.
You have he's pacing himself.
Other questions? Come down here.
Helio, it's for you. You're in a points battle here to try to win your unbelievably first title. Would you talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. We're in the battle here. Third in the standing. Definitely Newgarden, Dixon, Simon, Wheel. I mean, even Ray Hall. I think still more people eligible to win the race, to win the championship, and with 3 races to go, a lot of points in the game. So right now we just gotta keep scoring points and doing what we're doing. We're still up there. I'm really looking forward, no question about, to come to this place because I feel that's one of the places that it can help us a lot, and that's it's been exciting. So can't wait to go to Sonoma. It will be 200 points in the game, and that's a lot to do with how you approach there, how you get there. But still, everything's still wide open.
And like I said, you haven't won a points championship. How was that?
Well, I guess wasn't meant to be. Not for lack of trying, not for lack of being competitive. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. So I prefer actually, it's a shame. It's an unfortunate situation, but at least probably that what keeps me motivating to keep coming and try harder every time I come back to a race car and come back pushing. So as I said, I don't think just because of a title it's gonna destroy everything what I've done up to this point. But again, we're gonna keep pushing, and it ain't over till over.
As a former champion, Tony, do you have any advice to offer him?
He's doing just fine. He's fine. I don't think he has anything to prove to anybody. This championship, if it comes, I'll be extremely happy for him. But I don't think it's going to be something that he will regret if it never happens. So he's okay.
So then what is your outlook for these last 3 races? You're not as close in the championship battle. So how are you approaching these final 3 races?
You know, it's interesting because you get to a point that you have 5 drivers worrying about one thing, and 16 others worry about a completely different thing. So it will be, for us, it's just go win some races, you know. Of course, I've been in a championship hunt and many championship hunts before. I do not want to get in the middle to change the outcome for anybody, but it's a race in a race, you know. They have a lot to lose, we have nothing to lose, and we're going to try to go for wins. That's all we really have to do. I mean, it's taking me a little longer than I wanted it to be to win another race, and I was in that shoe until Iowa. So for me, it's just really winning. It's what we're gonna go for.
More questions? Let's go to Mary, we'll go to Tony, and then Wolfgang.
Reasons that maybe, depending on how far down the road we are toward the final race, it seems that things seem to work for the driver that's leading the points, which would be Scott. Yeah. Which has happened. But in your case, Helio, who's the strongest of your 4 Penske drivers, would you say, on the short oval? Because you did win in Iowa.
Yeah, that's a very good point. To be honest, Mary, all my teammates are strong. I mean, there is a reason why they're battling for the championship. And we, as you heard before, we always race hard. There is no only a team order we have, it's not to take each other out. And at this point, Will proved himself winning last week in Pocono, so that he does really well in ovals. Simon won in Phoenix, which is a short oval. I won in Iowa, and Newgarden already won in Iowa. Maybe not an oval this year, but it shows that everyone has a pedigree, everyone has been there before. So it's hard to pick one guy. I'll say it me, you know, because I believe in myself. I know what I can do, and I believe in my team as well. So I will do everything I can to show those guys that, hey, back off.
Tony?
For either of you, how difficult is trying to find a setup here with such a compressed time schedule where it's practice straight into qualifying, straight into night practice? And how much do your guys' past experience at this track help, if at all?
Well, they tested here, you know, a bunch of the guys. One car, at least one car for each team. So I think he's not going to be as pressed as was Pocono, for instance. I think that's been the nature of the 2-day events that we created. You know, I think everybody kind of like it in the beginning because it's compressed, but then when you go through the day, you're like, man, it's a busy day. You know, especially like a night race like this. It's a long day. You know, we do nothing until 4 o'clock, and then you have 1 hour qualifying and half an hour, and that's it. So, you know, it's always busy, but it's the same for everybody, I would say. And you know, I don't see a problem. Obviously, you put a lot of more pressure on the engineers back in the shop to load off the truck with something close, because it's quite hard to catch up with only 1 hour session. You're trying to do race and qualifying work.
Okay.
Yeah, again, one question for everyone to answer. I drove myself with my rental car very early in the morning to the track, and maybe I'm wrong, but I have the impression the new surface is very, very soft. What about the grip level?
Yeah, it's unbelievably smooth. And the grip, every time you keep going out there, sounds like it's accepting, the track is accepting very well the Firestone tires, and it keeps adding more grip. So, meaning as you keep running around, the track gets better. So imagine when we ran here 2-3 weeks ago, we still, you know, improving the time just because the track was adding more grip. So it would be very interesting. I think that's going to translate to the race as well. And again, it's definitely new for everyone. Even though we tested technology today, it's so advanced that I can see my teammates already looking at the IndyCar camera that we had here and analyzing all details, and which is going to help everyone. So in our team, so you'll definitely be very. So obviously, it comes to the race, it's a little bit different strategy because of you have draft, you have taking the air out of the car. There is a different perspective, but everybody's experiencing it. We've been to this point at the end of the season that everybody understands what the car is doing.
Any final questions? All right, we'll go to Mary for the last question.
The practice session today starts at 4, but the race tomorrow is at 8:45. So that, yeah.
So I was going to start early then.
No.
Go ahead.
Look at the early lead.
Put some rubber down, we'll be fine.
Yeah, 8:45 p.m., which is considerably different time-wise with the sun going down. How is that going to change your strategy? Because you're going to set up the car for this practice session, but usually that 30 minutes that comes later, was it 8:30 to 9 tonight?
Yeah.
You know, that'll be at the same time frame, but usually everybody's trying to see how they can follow in traffic, and you only have 30 minutes. How can you make changes?
Well, this is not our first time. Texas was like that. I don't know, many of all the places that we've been there, and temperature is very sensitive for our cars. It's becoming extremely important. It won't be different this weekend either. So the good news is the track is so smooth that people are going to be really, really happy. But we're going to face the same thing.
The good thing is actually IndyCar planned really well. We, you know, at least we have going to have one session at the time that we're going to race. Yeah, it's only half an hour, but it's the same for everybody.
It's actually a full hour.
Yeah, full hour.
From 9 to 10 minutes.
Full hour. Only half an hour today too.
And it starts at 9, not 8. So
So
don't
you
start at 8,
stop-
Helio.
You stop in half an hour.
And then you start early
I start
tomorrow, we'll be
early.
fine. So it's we will definitely be able to figure that out. You know, it's at least we have one session to try to simulate the race.
That will wrap it up, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Good luck today.